still have those rolls from the breakfast bar? You're not following us, kiddo.
Hello. Is this Mr. Gambino here with a new stream? And in this stream, I'm going to be going over the event week for this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. But yeah, starting off over there, the podium vehicle at the moment is actually the Flash GT, whatever manufacturer it is, like a Vapid or something. I forget exactly what the manufacturer is, but yeah, it's Flash GT. I'm pretty sure that is. More on that later. And by the way, apparently this event week doesn't have any like vehicle discounts. There is like weapon discounts and stuff, but apparently there's not any vehicle discounts like there typically is. I figure I might as well mention that kind of right now. So any like vehicle stuff I might be talking about would be podium, like prize ride, and then like test route vehicles, I believe this time around. But I got a blue hit and run tank apparently for Kobe unlocked. Nice. Alright, yeah, that looks like a Vapid with that livery and then the spoiler and stuff. Pretty certain that's on legendary here. Alright, yeah. It is part of the Severn San Andreas Super Sports Series up the year on Legendary Motorsport for almost 1.7 million, or 1,675,000. Do not believe that has a trade price, most definitely does not. If you include delivery, it's probably like 1,695,000 or like pretty much 1.7 million or something if you include that delivery, that's included. But yeah. From what I saw in the lap time for the sport class, it is a 24th place going off of roughly 1322's like spreadsheet I tend to use for going over the performances of these vehicles. And then it is a 59th place in top speed. So it's not within top 10 territory anywhere in the sport class, so I personally probably wouldn't really bother with it. Like obviously if you win it, it's nice, but yeah, probably the best thing it's going to have to offer is like customizations, but a lot of like newer vehicles have some pretty good customizations actually, from my experience. Because I've been buying a lot recently. But yeah, time trial and RC Bandito time trial. Since that premium race, you can't really see like the full details anymore on the screens. I don't really go over those anymore. Just can't really see the like course and stuff. But yeah. The regular time trial for the week is Fort Zancudo. And yeah, I think this one, it says go towards the city lights. I think if I saw some gameplay, it actually goes towards like the Vinewood Hills area over here or something, if I recall right. I think it goes up there like here or something. So you might have to kind of go like off-road and stuff. I think I watched that from Ruffy1322. I think I watched his like discount video to see that there was no like vehicle discounts. Make sure that was like a confirmed thing before starting the stream. But yeah, since it's kind of going to go off-road and stuff, something like the Manchester Scout could actually be kind of good in this like time trial. But yeah, Manchester Scout is the second place top speed, I believe, in the motorcycle class, which usually you wouldn't want to use anymore since there is the Western Reaver. Since there is the new Western Reaver, which is quite better in top speed, it's kind of not worth using Manchester Scout anymore, but maybe with it being kind of an off-roady time trial, it could have some interesting usages done. And yeah, the typical good options I would say would probably be pretty good for this one as well, being the Western Reaver, and that one's like a 160-ish miles per hour, I believe, for top speed or something pretty insane compared to even the Manchester Scout, which is second place. So that Western Reaver nuke from the contract DLC, that new motorcycle from the latest update, and that one's pretty good in top speed. Lap time might not necessarily be the greatest still on that, but yeah, you might have to go kind of off road and stuff, so there might be some good top speed. And for some pretty average options, I think the Hawktail Drag is still a pretty good like average option for a time trial. That's the one I would at least recommend for a more average option, and then I think the Body 801 is still like a third place, and then like a fourth place for lap time and top speed. And yeah, Body 801 is like a $15,000 motorcycle from day one of the game, so there's a very good entry point vehicle still with the Body 801 with the motorcycle class. And yeah, personally for me, quite frankly, I probably wouldn't recommend much of a like traditional like vehicle or something. I watched someone literally do it in the Adder, so it is possible with like supercars and stuff, obviously, but yeah, since the time trials are more restrictive as of the last couple of years now, like rocket boosted vehicles and stuff, I would probably recommend the Western Reaver or like the Body 801 personally. But I gave a good few motorcycle choices, I would say. Pretty much all of them I mentioned, aside for the Hawktail Drag, pretty much all the motorcycles I mentioned you do backward with the stick as if you're doing a wheelie for that best possible speed. Obviously, if you're actually doing a wheelie, you get the most speed, but I think even if you don't, if you just do the like stick direction, you get some sort of speed bonus. And the Hawktail Drag, I think, is one of the rare cases where you have to actually do like forward on the stick. So I gave a pretty good few motorcycle options, I would say. I would probably say Western Reaver again, just because of that insane top speed. And yeah, RC Bandito Time Trial is El Fuente Blanca. If you want a guide on RC Bandito Time Trial, like even a regular time trial or something like that, I would probably recommend GTA Min. I believe that channel has around a couple 100,000 subscribers or something. They should have some pretty good advice on these time trials. Don't watch them myself, but I assume there would be some good guides from that channel. And yeah. For the vehicle I'm showing off this time, I decided to show off my Tornado Custom for some reason. Because, yeah, obviously all the contract DLC vehicles are released, so I'm just kind of showing off like random vehicles, to be honest. I've been showing off like the lowriders, especially after showing off like those Santos tuner vehicles, and then now that I'm free with all the contract vehicles. And yeah, not sure why I did that instead of like the quick GPS there, but whatever. But yeah, my build for the Tornado Custom, I went in orange, I think purely because of the livery. I think only because of the livery I went like this, like very orange-ish like color on here. Say obviously tornado is like a like wind, like storm kind of thing, basically. So orange is kind of weird color given the name and stuff, but yeah, obviously I kind of built it off the livery entirely. And I'm assuming like the roof I chose here, I kind of chose I imagine go along with the orange coloring, whatever like kind of roof that is. Yeah, personally, I'm a big fan of all the Benny vehicles, so I do have all the Benny vehicles. And yeah, it is a Sport Classic vehicle, but yeah. Considering the Tornado is a Day 1 vehicle, and this is an upgrade of said Tornado, a Day 1 vehicle, and it's not necessarily that good in the Sport Classic class. This most definitely isn't good for the class, just good for like extreme customizations. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend this vehicle. Unless you're huge on collecting Benny vehicles like myself. Objective visit Ellis Cartney with personal vehicle. Is that what they have to do to get people to even go in here in the first place? Because to be honest, a lot of people probably don't even go here anymore. It probably was the case even when it first came out and whatnot, I'm assuming. But yeah. I'll talk about these like test track vehicles. I don't think there's any on discount because like I said earlier, I don't think there's any vehicle discounts for whatever reason. But yeah, for whatever reason, there's no vehicle discounts, I believe, so all these should be standard price, but in case someone tests one out and then might like really like the performance of it or something, then I guess I'll give some performance on them. Alright, I'm pretty sure that one's normally like 2.5 in there. That's the V-Stir there. I think this all still look like very standard prices, so yeah, I don't think any are on discount here. But again, in case anyone really likes any of these, I guess I'll mention stuff with them. For that last one here, by the way, I'm going to wait to get over to the prize ride because it's the same vehicle. But yeah. Starting off with the test track vehicles, here is actually the Albany V-Stir. It's actually a 4-door like sport car in the game. Not gonna lie, I actually did get this one pretty recently, and I did notice that it did have kind of good performance in a way, so that's kind of why I have it. Because I have it in my like arcade, because that's where I have like some Dominics, like heist DLC vehicles, basically. That's kind of how I do my themes, not gonna lie. Depending on like the property and stuff. But yeah. I'll look into the lap time here, but yeah. The Albany V-Stir here has a 28th place lap time going off of roughly 1322 spreadsheet. So lap time is not good for the sport class. But that top speed, it is a 7th place top speed for the sport class, which means it is in top 10 territory for the top speed of the sport class. So like, yeah, it's not top 5, top 3, or the number 1 like top speed option for the sport class. But you are still within top 10 of the sport class for top speed, so definitely not one I couldn't recommend. I don't remember the customizations being bad on it, so you should get some pretty alright customizations at least. Obviously not Benny's levels, but still some okay customization. And yeah, next one here is the NS S80RR. But yeah, next one here is the NS S80RR, and that is a supercar. But yeah. God damn, my throat dry as fuck apparently, but yeah. The NS S80RR is a 1-seater supercar, so it's pretty unique. But yeah, the NS S80RR here, 1-seater supercar, which is a pretty unique thing about it. Also, I noticed here it doesn't seem to have like a spoiler on it. I don't know if that's normal or if it's somehow like glitched in here or something. That's pretty interesting. Could just quite frankly be the stock like spoiler on there, not having one basically or something. But yeah, like I said, it has that uniqueness of having the 1 seat. Has that uniqueness of only being a 1-seater supercar. And then for the lap time, the S80RR is a 4th place. And then top speed, S80RR is actually a 30th place top speed. So top speed isn't good. But the lap time is within the top 5 for the supercar class. Not top 3 or even a number 1 option, but it's a number 4. But it's a number 4 lap time. So again, you're getting some pretty alright performance here actually with the S80RR. So if I had to choose between these two, obviously S80RR because it has better placement in lap time or top speed in its designated class. And yeah, there is the Dinka Sugoi as well, but I'll talk about that over here. But the Dinka Sugoi this time is actually the prize ride. And yeah, the prize ride challenge this time around involves the Pursuit series. And you have to place top 3 for 5 days in a row. But yeah, I don't know, it seems like kind of an annoying challenge, but the thing's actually the worst performing of these 3, like, test track vehicles here is actually the worst performance of the 3, I believe. But yeah. Not stun, but regular here. To find the right type of race is pretty easy. You just find pursuit race, followed by hyphen, followed by unique name of said pursuit race. But yeah, pursuit races, those are the like races from Los Santos Tuners DLC that has 4 to 16 player requirement. But yeah, because you have to place within top 3 if you have the minimum of 4 players, that means you basically have like a 75-ish like percent chance in a way to even get like a entry into the challenge there. So technically with the bare minimum players, you can actually have a pretty alright chance of it. You just have to be willing to do 5 days in a row, which is kind of a lot to ask for. In fact, like, as I'm doing this, there's probably only like another like 6 days or something. So as of when I'm doing this, there's not much more time on it, even. And quite frankly, I think I heard the performance isn't even that good on this to warrant 5 days in a row, in my opinion. So, in my opinion, it's kind of a terrible challenge this time around. And yes, Sugoi, I believe, yeah. The Sugoi is a sport car as well, similar to the V-Star that was also in the test track over there. So there, I'll leave that up while I'm talking the performance here. But yeah, lap time of the Dinka Sugoi here is actually 76th place, going off of the spreadsheet I use apparently, and the sport class has 90 vehicles in it. So that's pretty bad. And then top speed of the Sugoi. Alright, top speed of the Sugoi, gotta find it here. Alright. Alright, still gotta find it. Still gotta find it here. Okay. Top speed on the Sugoi is 45th place. So that means the Dinka Sugoi, going off of roughly 1322 spreadsheet, which has all the like vehicle performances in the game basically, has 76th place lap time and then 45th place top speed. So it's barely above average for top speed when it comes to like all the vehicles in the game for the sport class. But yeah, you're not going to really be winning any races in that, most definitely not. The only good thing about it would be customizations and stuff and whatnot. So, given that you have to do a 5-day in a row challenge for such a trash vehicle, I wouldn't even bother with it personally. But yeah, obviously these other two you have to buy at full price, but if you want this gold, you can get it for free through that prize ride challenge. But again, not recommended at all because it's not good performance. Unless you like really want it for personal preference reasons or something. But yeah. Now I guess attack money opportunities. I guess only money opportunities because apparently there's no like vehicle discounts. But I'll talk about weapon discounts I guess as well, since there are weapon discounts this time and whatnot. So I'll probably still talk about those. But I'm actually going to get out of here, I think, because there are some that are going to require me to go to like certain places or like maybe go on to like pause menu, like through the map view to explain and whatnot. Alright. Alright, I see one money opportunity so far for the pause menu, and a second one. Alright. So I guess there's two I can mention for the pause menu. The rest I'll have to think of some way to explain it. And then I'll also go over the limited time, like adversary modes that are permanent. I'll go over the limited time adversary modes as well, and have to bring them back into the game for a limited time, probably for like the month of March, basically. But yeah, the first one here I'll actually be going over will be in the mission section, and it should be the last play missions, which, like some of the newer contact missions, you basically find it pretty easily. You find last play followed by hyphen followed by naming of said mission. But yeah, last play is a series of 6 different contact missions in the game, basically. And yeah, I do actually have a whole full guide for these 6 different last play missions. I have like different like strategies and stuff like that I go over in the last play missions. I think it's the latest entry of the series of my contact mission content I've released so far. But yeah, trying to think here. Oh yeah, the Marabunta Grande crew. I think that one's just simply like blowing up enemies and stuff like that, pretty much. There might be like a construction site near the end where they use like a weaponized, like, not weaponized Tampa, but the technical. But yeah, the one thing worth noting about this mission is I think there's like a technical that the enemies tend to use actually near the end of the mission. So that could be annoying because they could have some good like accuracy and whatnot, knowing AIs and all. But yeah, this one's mainly just blowing up a lot of enemies until I shreds and stuff. If you don't use the proper vehicle and stuff, it's not really that bad. I think it's still in this one, it's pretty easy. And yeah, it's 2 times more easy. This one I think you go in like, I don't know, I think you go to like a dock area or something. And stuff to kill, and you think there's like something there, and then it's like not there and stuff, and then you like go to like a bunch of different like radiuses where you have to find like certain vehicles and stuff like that or something and blow them up or something. I don't recall this one being all that bad for the last play missions. End product. This is actually technically the final one in terms of like the somewhat like story that the last play missions have. But yeah, this mission I don't recommend. This one's a bitch, in my opinion. This one, honestly, you're kind of best to use like an armored crewman or something like that you can survive into pretty easily and whatnot. Because there's a huge bunch of like enemies and stuff like that. Even vehicles like the Torador and like the Deluxe, though, in my opinion, tend to struggle in this mission. So it's not one that can really be completed all that like quickly and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a pretty annoying mission there. Let's play fast puddling. This one you're basically killing a lot of people and like going to like different properties and like collecting stuff and whatnot. Pretty cool, unique mission and whatnot. My opinion, it's definitely one of the better ones here. Let's play Go Figure. This one I'm not a big fan of because you have to collect like a bunch of different like impotent rage statues of like the cocaine in them, basically, if you recall from like Trevor's impotent rage statue thing, basically. But yeah, this one you basically get like 2 different locations where you have to find like a half dozen basically of like the impotent rage statues. I think you might have to find like a whole dozen in like total, and it's like a good different couple locations. So you need like good memory and stuff like that, and you need like good knowledge of knowing like where those are to be able to even like do the mission quick and efficiently and whatnot. And yeah, it's not really worth doing a mission to like 15-16 minutes for a maximum payout. It's better to do the missions quicker, that way you can get the more missions over time. So in my opinion, it's not worth waiting 15-16 minutes on a mission. It's really just not worth it. So definitely one of the like longer lasting ones and not really worth grinding. And yeah, make ends meet. I believe this is like the first one of the bunch if I remember kind of like the story that it tells in a way. And yeah, this one you go into like the fresh meat factory from that fresh meat like mission from the story mode. It's pretty cool. And yeah, it's another one where you kind of just blow up a lot of stuff and you like crack a safe and whatnot. It's not as bad as some other safe cracking missions though in GTA Online where there's like infinitely respawning enemies and whatnot. This one's actually quite doable. So if there's 2 I don't recommend at all, it's definitely an end product, and then Go Figure if you're trying to grind these as efficient as possible and make as much money as possible. The other 4 are definitely quite good in my opinion though. And yeah, there's a way you can actually, there's a good way you can actually make some good money with these contact missions, and you have to actually do it through the playlist feature. And yeah, honestly, it has a mission like in the name and whatnot for like where you find them and stuff, but you don't actually go to the mission section. It actually has like the adversary modes and then like the arena game modes and stuff like that. Instead, you need to actually recently play the job. That way you can add it into here. So like for example, I recently played like the double down modes, for example. So pretty much almost every contact mission in the game, aside from maybe like the lowrider missions, might be like the one exception I know of at least. Pretty much any contact mission, if you recently play, you can actually put it in a playlist using recently played jobs. Because yeah, in one of the early day like updates or something, I think in like the 7th generation versions of the game, I believe they disabled like replaying like a mission through like the actual like job like voting screen or whatever. Like after you complete something, so you have to actually replay them through like the playlist. Essentially, is the best way to replay them without having to constantly re-lobby and stuff. That way, you cut down on like loading times and whatnot, and can make more money. So obviously you could probably easily choose from those 4 that I would recommend. Maybe avoid the 2, or obviously if you want to like do all of them because they're all on double money, then just do a playlist of all of them. But like I said, it does require playing them at least once. Or of course find one on like the social club or something you might be able to download or whatever. And yeah, there is at least one more actually on the pause menu. And I believe that's Running Back Remix. And I'll mention the other like stuff they brought back actually. I think one might be Versus. Okay, yeah. But yeah. For a limited time, this hippie hunting versus mode is in the game for a limited time. And yeah, apparently I've played it before, but I don't really remember much of what this is, but yeah. I feel it's one of those like very random like versus missions in the game. I don't really like know how I could even describe it, quite honestly. It's probably not really worth doing, but it's still there. Maybe in a future event week for the month they'll possibly put on like 2 times or something. So maybe it'll be more worth playing in like a later part of March, but at least for now I definitely wouldn't recommend it. But that is available for like probably just the month of March until it gets vaulted again, since that's what Rockstar does anymore. And yeah, Hunting Pack Remix is actually back in the game for the month of March. I am assuming, I believe it will definitely be vaulted again in April, like these other things that they tend to like vault from the game and stuff again. But yeah, Hunting Pack Remix is actually a pretty interesting mode. But yeah, kind of forget what Hunting Pack is, but it's basically like a vehicular based mode. It's pretty fun. Like, I believe it's a vehicle that you have to like completely stop from like moving and whatnot with like rocket boosted vehicles and stuff like that. It's a pretty fun mode. But it does finish pretty quickly and stuff like that, so this one's definitely not going to last that long, so in my opinion, even on like double money and stuff, it's not going to be that good. And yeah, there's like 7 different maps, each of them having like different vehicles they use and stuff, so all of the maps are actually pretty different, for the most part at least. It's definitely a very fun mode. So if they do put on a money opportunity for that limited time for probably the month of March, then yeah, probably would recommend playing it again, perhaps. And there's actually a trade price you can actually unlock with the Hunting Pack Remix mode. But yeah, the scramjet here you can actually unlock through Hunting Pack Remix. Not the actual vehicle, but you unlock this trade price of 3,480,000. Otherwise, if you don't have the trade price for it through the Hunting Pack Remix, it's actually like a $4 million vehicle, which is quite crazy. So you can definitely get quite the nice savings on it. But yeah, that's something that you can do. And that does require winning a match of Hunting Pack Remix to not participate. Because, yeah, I think with the Shotaro, you have to, like, participate in a match of Deadline, and then you unlock the Shotaro for purchase. You don't have to win it. But that is something you can do with the Hunting Pack Remix that is back in the game for the moment, is you can actually unlock the trade price for the scramjet. So if you win a match of Hunting Pack Remix, you do unlock that trade price, and that could be something worth doing in any time of March. And quite frankly, if you're even considering getting the scramjet, I would probably do it this month, because it will probably be getting vaulted again in April. Quite frankly, I thought this was actually one that they kept in the game permanently, because I knew you have to actually like win a match of it to unlock the scramjet trade price. But yeah, in my opinion, because of that trade price that you unlock through the adversary mode, it should be a permanent addition in my opinion, but yeah. Probably only got till the end of March to do that. And yes, Scramjet has like some of the best accurate like homing missiles, and it's a rocket boosted vehicle that actually can be used like in a jumping state as well. So not only is it rocket boosting, it also jumps as well, which gives it quite the versatility and stuff. So definitely go for that trade price at least. And then the last of the 3 returning modes for a limited time here is actually running back remix here. Again, it has 7 different maps, and this one you're basically using the same different vehicles, but in like different like stunt track like courses and stuff like that. But yeah, the vehicles used looks to be the Panto and then the Tesseract, it looks like. And running back remix, I think it's basically like a football style mode. Basically, it's like a football, like soccer style mode or something. Depending on like where you're from, basically, it's like football or soccer, I think. So I feel because of it being like a kind of game like football or soccer or something with vehicles and stuff, it could probably get somewhat like complex and stuff. Maybe it could be a longer lasting mode. Not really too sure. But either way, it's not really that good. But yeah, should be going over to like other money opportunities that requires a bit more explanation and stuff like that. All the other ones should not be on the pause menu and therefore need a bit more explaining in a way. But yeah, I gotta show the Payphone hits, obviously. I'll get to that here in a moment. And it looks like there's 2 other ones that are available as well that are on the like pause menu, so it requires a bit more explaining in a way. But yeah, I'll start off with the Payphone hits. Those you don't actually go to the agency for at all to accept them. You actually call up Franklin.
Hey, partner.
And yeah, I guess I'll talk about it right now actually, because there is actually an indicator of it right now. But right now, the supply stash that contains ammo, health, and armor is actually free at the moment. So that's pretty good. I think normally it's like $5,000, which honestly is like next to nothing. But obviously having it free actually encourages you using it, which is nice. And yeah, obviously ammo and health, pretty standard stuff. I think I might have heard with the armor, you might literally get a whole thing of like 10 armor or something, so it might be literally like getting a whole refill of armor, ammunition, or like the agency, or obviously if you get lucky and get it for like the mystery reward on like the lucky wheel or something. So it could be a very good option, especially for armor. But yeah, basically collect.
Hey, what's going on over there?
But yeah, basically you collect like a backpack of that stuff. And right now it's free. But yeah, Payphone or request one. But yeah, Payphone hits, you can either find them like randomly throughout the map, which I do not recommend unless you're literally just like going around like free mode in like a vehicle or something, you randomly stumble upon one or something. Usually you want to call one up by Franklin, that's typically going to be the best way of doing a Payphone hit. And yeah, right now it's on a 1.5 times money, which I think makes it like 120 to like 130,000, I think. Because yeah, it's like, I think it's like 15,000 and like 70,000 for the bonus for like 85,000 or something normally. And yeah, that's one I typically get. The trolls. In my opinion, this one definitely has some of the more annoying like, objectives and stuff, if I recall. Hoping I get a good bonus here. That way I can hopefully show that off, but maybe I won't be able to. All targets within 7 minutes. Alright, that's a pretty good one. Like, I think on this troll one, for example, there's like one where you have to like actually like get all of them with like kills by ramming them with like a vehicle or something like that, which obviously in that case would definitely basically push you to use like a rocket boosted vehicle or something, which can be kind of annoying because I don't know if like the Mark II oppressor would count or not. And even if it did, it would be kind of hard to hit with a smaller vehicle like a Mark II oppressor and stuff. Honestly, it's just one example, but yeah. For the most part, I feel the bonuses are pretty easy, but there are those couple that are kind of more of a pain in the ass, to be honest. And yeah, I don't know what I'm doing getting out of here, but I should still be fine. Because yeah, I just gotta kill them in 7 minutes. So obviously with this one, for example, the Sparrow is very nice for that. Yeah, somewhere there's one down here. Okay, I see a red indicator. I think they're ordered by another payphone or something. Could be wrong there. And yeah, I think there's like a few different ones that you could get or something. Not anything necessarily like too crazy in terms of like the quantity. At least as a solo player, because there might be certain ones that you can get like only if you have like a organization or something of at least 2 people. There might be ones that require at least like 2 people. I don't know. There might be like group payphone hits essentially that give you like more exclusive ones. But at least all the solo ones, in my opinion, depending on the bonus, they can all be pretty easy. But it all kind of really depends on the bonus, because yeah, obviously you want the bonus for it to even be worth it, because without the bonus, these typically aren't really going to be that worth it. without the bonuses, you might pay like the levels of like a headhunter or something on like a 1.5 times the money, for example, because it maybe pays like 20 to like 25 right now because of the 1.5 times. But yeah, if you get that bonus, you're getting over $20,000, I believe, which is amazing. Because yeah, I think it's 15,000 for regular, like 1.5 times of that would be only like another like 7 to 8,000 for just doing it like without a bonus. And then bonus, I think it's like 70,000 normally, and should be like 105,000 right now. So I think it pays like 127 to 128,000, which is pretty amazing if you get the bonus. However, though, there is a 20-minute cooldown. I know there's ways to circumvent it, but like typically there's a 20-minute cooldown, so you can typically only do 3 per hour. So you're kind of limited to like around like 400,000 maybe an hour, which isn't necessarily bad for free mode money, but obviously Cayo Perico again is so much better. But my Cayo Perico heists have been freezing on like the cutscenes like crazy recently, so maybe I'll do this if my Cayo Perico heists want to be a bitch. Because it literally took a couple day break. I did like one heist and then the end cutscene froze and then it didn't give me my money and stuff, and I have to redo the heist, and it's a shitty Mito tequila. Of course. Like, how dare Rockstar give me a shitty Mito tequila if they want to, like, make my cutscene, like, freeze the fuck out and make me redo the whole heist. Like, finale, not the whole, like, setups and stuff. Like, preps, I mean, but yeah. Boggles my mind that they have the audacity to give, like, a tequila if they can't fix the fucking game and prevent freezes on the Cayo Perico heist. Which is my main money method, by the way. Because it's so good. But yeah. Basically that amount of like the 20-minute cooldown. Let me kind of show the cooldown.
Yo, what you need?
I don't know if the cooldown's reduced for the duration of the. I don't know if they reduced the cooldown during the event week or if it's been changed to 10 minutes for like a background update or something outside of the event week. But maybe for the event week they have the cooldown to 10 minutes. I don't know. So if the cooldown was half to 10 minutes for the event week or even like permanently, then maybe.
Hello?
Then maybe you can make like around 800,000 instead of like 400,000. I was thinking if you can do like double the amount or something.
Alright, shit, see you later.
But yeah, apparently it's a 10-minute cooldown. I don't know if it's just like an event week thing or if they randomly like changed it out of nowhere for like some random background update. That's in effect even after the event week. I don't know. But yeah, I believe normally it was 20 minutes. So it seems like the cooldown is lesser for the event week, because I assume it starts once you finish the current one. And even if it didn't, then obviously it was like 15 minutes or something, because it only took like maybe not even 5 minutes for me to do that Payphone. I don't know, maybe you can make like 600, like 800,000 in an hour with this, so pretty okay actually. Better than I was thinking it would be. Considering that it's apparently a 10-minute cooldown right now. And then there's 2 more that aren't really easy to show off on like a pause menu or anything. Okay, I guess I'll kind of show like the nightclub here because it's kind of related to this here. But yeah. There is 3 times GTA money in an RP on business battles. But you reap triple rewards going up against your fellow entrepreneurs in business battles of all types, including assassinations, vehicle exports, car meets, marijuana drops, and more. So any of the business battles where you actually do like those like free mode missions where you get like the like different like goods that you can occur for your like nightclub, for like the active way of getting like goods into your nightclub, that is triple money in RP right now. And what you want to do is you want to have like an invite only like lobby with at least like 3 to 5 people outside of like apartments and stuff. The reason you want like 3 to 5 is I believe 1 and 2 you can't get business battles, and then once you get like 6 or more that are out of like apartments and stuff in like public lobby or like invite only lobby or something, then that will also make it possible to get like free mode events as well, which will reduce the frequency of said business battles. Because obviously it kind of alternates between free mode event and the business battle, so it would be the smartest to be within 3 to 5 players in it, invite only. And that includes people outside of their apartments, because if you're not outside of apartment, you don't count towards that 3 to 5 player total, apparently, from what I've heard. So that's the little money strategy, I suppose, or the strategy of getting as many of the business battles as possible. However, though, there is actually something going on with a free mode event as well, if you do want to be in those huger public lobbies or something. But yeah. If you want to be in those huger public lobbies with at least 6 or more people outside of their, like, apartments and stuff, or even invite-onlys as well, if you have that many, like, friends to play with or something, 3 times money in RP on criminal damage. But yeah, criminal damage actually has 3 times money in RP for the event as well, which is actually one of the better free mode events, I believe. It's definitely one of the better couple, in my opinion. In my opinion, I actually think criminal damage is actually the best free mode event, in my opinion, between those ones that were added in like 2015, like late 2015. But yeah, description for that, also keep an eye out for the opportunity to cause wanton destruction in the criminal and damage free mode event. Also paying out 3 times money in RP. And I have a good strategy for that I'll share as well. But I'll actually go over there right now. Since, yeah, there's no vehicle discounts to go over, so it'll kind of be a shorter event week stream in a way. Oh yeah. Before I forget as well, there is actually a 200,000 money bonus that can be obtained as well. But yeah. If you do 3 of those payphone hits, you actually get a $200,000 bonus that gets delivered into your account within 72 hours or 3 days, basically, in real life. As soon as you complete the 3, basically within 72 hours. So there is like a $200,000 bonus you can get in addition to doing those already good payphone hits. But obviously it's only one time, and for your first 3 during the event, gets you an extra 200,000. But yeah. What you want to do for criminal damage is you want to get like a good vehicle for destroying stuff, something like a Hydra, or like a Savage. Even a laser you could kind of use as well, something with like the good explosive cannons and whatnot that you can like kind of spam and whatnot, try to destroy vehicles as best as possible. But yeah, the lasers and stuff here actually still spawn during criminal damage, so what you can do is you can go here and destroy a bunch of lasers, and that will definitely accumulate your like criminal damage pretty good. But these like parked lasers and like moving vehicles like that, and you know, are just parked around that aren't necessarily always around. All these lasers and stuff. There's been like a buzzard on occasion, I think, around here or something. Just like one there. And yeah, I'm in an invite only right now with myself, so there might be more vehicle spawns than usual, but yeah. Either way, there should be some good vehicle spawns even during criminal damage to accumulate your criminal damage quite well. And yeah, obviously I have a Fort Zancudo, obviously I have a Fort Zancudo hangar as well, but you don't even need the Fort Zancudo hangar. I think the wine level is disabled. But yeah, I think during criminal damage, even the one level is actually disabled, so you don't even need a Fort Zancudo hangar. So once criminal damage starts, you shouldn't have to worry about a one level until it ends, basically. But yeah, if you really want to rack that up pretty nicely, then just go here and destroy a bunch of air vehicles. And obviously you can like spawn secure reserve vehicles and whatnot, and to add up your total even more for the secure reserve menu here. But yeah, these you can basically just spawn one every like couple minutes, basically. Like a buzzard, for example, could add another good bunch to your already probably crazy criminal damage, like total. But yeah, I want to say you might make like 20 to like 30,000 normally for like criminal damage or something, like a 20-30,000. So on triple, that could be almost like $100,000 that you could be making for the criminal damage if you win it, which with the Fort Zancudo strategy could be pretty easy. And in my opinion, not a lot of people actually go to Fort Zancudo to do like their criminal damage and stuff, so good chances are you could probably like be the one person to go to Fort Zancudo knowing of that like strategy or something. But yeah, Fort Zancudo, great strategy here for criminal damage. And then, yeah, there's like weapon discounts and like that's it, basically. There's no vehicle discounts apparently. Let me actually verify that. I'll literally go through like the entire websites and stuff and show that there's no vehicle discount. Which is like something they typically never do. I don't know why there's like no vehicle discount apparently. But apparently there's literally not one vehicle discount in this event. And it's only going for the typical... And it's only going for like a typical week as well. It's not like they're doing it because it's like an 11-day event that's leading up to the release of Expand Enhanced. It's only a typical 1-week event, but yeah, there's no like vehicle discounts apparently. And yeah, any with 0 aren't actually on discount, they're just glitched up at the moment. But if one's 0, it's just because it's kind of glitched up, basically. Don't really need to check the cycle site, and it's also not gonna have discounts on it. But yeah, all the huge websites have no discounts whatsoever. Seems to be an entirely intentional thing. And again, any 0s aren't actually on discount, like I mentioned. But very interesting. I don't feel there's ever been much of an event week that they've never done like a single vehicle discount for. So that's a very rare circumstance. I don't know if they've even never done that before, have an event with literally no vehicle discount whatsoever. Unless they do that for like the launch of like a DLC or something, but I mean like more for like a traditional event week like this one basically. But yeah. Anyways, for like weapon discounts, there's a Franklin Service free supply stash like I showed earlier and how I described it earlier. And then there's weapon discounts. So I'll get out and kind of show some things, I guess, but yeah. The heavy rifle is 30% off. In my opinion, it's a very good rifle in the game. I think it's definitely worth having as your like main like new rifle in the game. I feel it's kind of like just as good as like the advanced rifle. I think it's kind of similar to the advanced rifle in terms of like magazine size. So I kind of prefer it more than the military rifle because of the extra like magazine size, and even seems to have a bit more damage even than the military rifle. So in my opinion, heavy rifle is pretty good. Plus, it was originally cut from the story mode from Grand Theft Auto 5 back in 2013, so this was actually a cut weapon that was restored with the contract DLC, which is pretty cool. So that also makes me really like using it. Just kind of a personal preference thing, but yeah. There's also 25% off of the coil stun gun. Honestly, this thing is pretty disappointing. Like, check that massive cooldown. The one in story mode is so much faster, and obviously that's because they don't have to worry about balancing it, because obviously you're only going against AI, you don't have like any actual players you can stun and stuff that can be abused and stuff, but yeah. In my opinion, they really botched the stun gun. They could have had, in my opinion, they should have had like the same like recharge time as like in story mode and like what Up and Atomizer has. Except they could actually make the stun gun do like damage similar to the Up and Atomizer. It could actually do like a good bit of damage compared to like no damage at all. So in my opinion, they should have made it like do a good bit of damage so you can't like stun lock people and still have like the 2 to like 3 second reload. But yeah, the stun gun, very disappointing. I wouldn't really recommend that even on 25% off discount. And yeah, heavy rifle you can get ammunition or the agency. The stun gun, you have to have an agency to get it. Either you have to have an agency or you have to have a friend that has an agency that will let you go to their agency and purchase it. And yeah. Coil Compact EMP launcher is also 25% off. But yeah. It's basically a reskin compact grenade launcher, but has EMP, which can stop vehicles and stuff. It only completely stops like one vehicle in the game though, I believe, and that's actually the Buzzard. I think the Buzzard's the only vehicle in the game that actually has this like weaponry tied to like the engine or something, so when the engine gets shorted out, you can't use the weaponry. Whereas literally every other vehicle in the game, if you like do the EMP to like stun it or something, they can actually still use their like weaponry in like a Sparrow or like a Kanjali, like a Rhino tank, etc, etc, etc. So honestly, it's kind of useless. Because you would think it would be like a good anti-griefing tool, but when it doesn't like stop the like griefers or something from using their weaponry and stuff, it's not really that good. Plus, it's a reskin grenade. It basically has the same like small grenade as a compact EMP. The compact grenade launcher has a regular grenade like that, but EMP. Again, going back to Up and Atomizer here, it's not airburst like that. It's an like arched grenade. Which good luck hitting much of anything with that, especially like a Mark II oppressor or something that people tend to hate in this game. I don't personally, but yeah, I know people definitely do. But it's not really as good as it would be made out to be, basically. And again, like with the stun gun that requires the agency, you do also need the agency here for the compact EMP launcher. Either you need an agency or you need a friend that has an agency and then they need to invite you to it so you can purchase it. So these two need agency. This one you can get an ammunition though. But yeah, the agency exclusive weapons really aren't that good, believe it or not. Alright. Going back to the heavy rifle real quick. The gun itself is 30% off, I think. And then any of the weapon finishes from the contract DLC are also 30% off. So for example, that's the like bone finish, I think, for the original Mark 1 pump shotgun. Not pump shotgun Mark 2, that one does not have a weapon finish from the contract, but if you have the regular pump shotgun as a bone finish, there's a family's finish here, I believe, on the heavy rifle. I think the AP pistol here is a record A finish. And then there's one, I believe, for the micro SMG as well. But yeah, the micro SMG here, I think, has a finish as well from a contract update. But yeah. AP pistol, micro SMG, heavy rifle, and then the Mark 1 version of the pump shotgun. Those are the four with the weapon finishes from the contract update that are 30% off. And in my opinion, for recommendations, obviously I don't recommend the pump shotgun Mark 1. You obviously should go for a Mark 2 pump shotgun. So in my opinion, the bone finish on the pump shotgun Mark 1 is practically the most useless of them. Because why even get it when you can get a better shotgun in the first place? In my opinion, it's not even really worth getting the AP pistol or the micro SMG ones either, because they already had weapon finishes that, in my opinion, are much better with like the gilded ones and then like the use of a mirror, like luxury finish or whatever. And those ones have like gold and stuff in them, so in my personal opinion, they're kind of better for the weapon finishes for the weapons that they already had like years back. The one weapon that's worth getting a finish, though, in my opinion, though, for the contract finishes between the four is definitely the heavy rifle, though. Because you cannot get the use of a mirror luxury finish or anything like that on this one, because it's a pretty new weapon. So the only, like, cool, like, unique finish it has is this one here. The family's one. And then last but not least, all ammo and body armor is 30% off. So body armor, you're only going to save like less than $100 on that, but I mean, if you use it a lot, it can definitely be some nice savings. And then obviously ammo, especially given the sniper bug that goes on where you get like most of your sniper ammo like completely lost and stuff from some of the like contract DLC like missions and stuff. Because of that easy sniper ammo that you lose and whatnot, it's not really that worth it, in my opinion. I mean, it might be worth refilling your ammo if you keep getting like bug where your like sniper rifle ammo like almost completely vanishes. So that can be used for 30% off all ammo. And yeah. And Prime Gaming's only $100,000, like it's been since basically the like contract DLC first started. It's basically just been $100,000 every week for Prime Gaming. But yeah, $100,000 per week for Prime Gaming, obviously not really that good for Prime Gaming ever since the start of the contract DLC. They've really been lazy with it in terms of GTA lately. But yeah, I guess I might do one last payphone hit to end the stream here, especially because there's no vehicle discounts, might as well. But yeah, apparently there's no vehicle discounts, so I might as well.
Hey, I will give you...
Alright, assassinate the target. I still need a bonus here, no. Alright, pursue in a police car until they crash the vehicle. Sense of humor. But yeah. I'm not certain if you can use RCV in this one, the like really crappy vehicle I'm getting. We had a riot control van, the RCV, I don't know if you can use that one. I don't know if that counts or not. It might have to be the one provided. Since it still has to be sourced here, I think it says it still has to be like sourced or whatever in the first place. So kind of have to wait around here, it seems. But that one doesn't seem too bad, you just gotta like get to them and stuff. Okay, where's this Popo vehicle? What the hell? Said something about Popo vehicle, there it is. Okay, there's two here. Okay, oops. Wasn't paying so much attention there. Rip the motorcycle's whole shit. And yeah, I'm not actually sure if they died or not, but yeah. Be another easy 127,500. And yeah, that regular one's like 22,500, like I mentioned. I said more like 22, 23,000, but yeah, still close enough. But yeah, I think that I want to see the cooldown again, actually, real quick. Maybe just before I end here. Maybe you should went on there earlier. I kind of meant to.
Yo, what you need?
Yeah, it looks like at least for the event week it's like 10 minutes. Because I remember before it used to be a 20-minute cooldown on the payphone hits. Again, I don't know if they did this for the event week or if it's actually like more of a permanent thing that has been a thing for a bit now or something. But yeah, 10 minutes per one. If you get the bonus each time, that's around like 750 to like 800, 1,000 an hour,
Good luck out
which is
there.
pretty alright for free med money, like I mentioned again. So honestly, I could definitely easily be the best money-making opportunity of the event. I would say second best would maybe be like the 3 times money RP on the business battles, because you actually get like money when you deliver the stuff. Like, yeah, you get the like money for like on the goods and stuff, but you also get like money on hand as well when you do those business battles that I might have forgot to mention earlier. And definitely the double. Actually, I think it was triple as well for the criminal damage, and that's probably the third best, I would say. And then obviously, second to last best, I would say for the money opportunities would probably be those last play missions, and then worst would probably be the running back remix, I would say. But yeah, definitely those payphone hits on 1.5 times, very good. And even as like remit things with the business battles and then the criminal damage 3 times, very amazing money opportunities this week. Just no like vehicle discounts to spend that on, unfortunately. So at least that could incentivize people to save up for expand hands if they're lucky like me and have a PS5 or Series X and S or something. But yeah. Next stream I'll probably do will obviously be part 6 of my San Andreas Definitive Edition walkthrough for my next stream. And yeah, in terms of a video, if Rockstar reveals any like information for expanded hands, I'll obviously be covering that. Besides for that, I don't necessarily have any video plans, even though I've kind of mentioned things before. It was just wishful thinking, I suppose. But yeah, might just be one more event week stream that I have to do on PS4 version of Grand Theft Auto 5, obviously. And by the way, actually make sure to claim your free million if you're on PS4 or 5, obviously. Make sure to claim that last million before March 14th, I think it was. Otherwise, you'll lose out on the last $1 million before Expanded Hands drops for PlayStation users. Yeah, I think that is finally be it for this stream. Hope you enjoyed.